Hello and welcome to the behind the scenes extras on Six Sec Adventures, The Last Protocol. So this story was originally a Doctor Who fan film script for a series that I was going to do with a bunch of other people who were Doctor Who fans, because at school, in high school, there was this Doctor Who after school club, and we decided that we'd do a Doctor Who fan film series, and I wrote a 4-part script for the series. However, when it came to actually filming episodes for the series, I was the only one who ever turned up for them, so the series ended up being cancelled. However, with Six Sec Adventures, my own sort of fan film series, I decided to, put this script away somewhere, so hopefully one day I'd be able to adapt it. And I decided to finally adapt it for audio and audio drama, which is what you're listening to now. So the script was written with the budget in mind, because I knew that we're not going to get full cyber costumes, though I did have a cyber controller helmet and also normal Cybermen helmets. So I thought, why not do a story where it's literally just the cyber controller and all that's left of him is the head, and why not set it at a school, because we could film in the school, it'd be a nice tight location to film it in. It would mean that, we wouldn't need to get permissions from, I don't know, wherever, because we already had permission from our teacher to film there if we wanted to. And with the cyber slaves, great way of saving budget, and, the little cyber max. But again, this never came to be. So it meant that I was able to be a little bit more adventurous with editing the script, and also it was written for a doctor, one similar to David Tennant's Doctor, because I wasn't going to be playing the Doctor. The person who wanted to do something similar to David Tennant, since he was their Doctor, so I ended up rewriting it as how I would, as Six Sec, would actually say the lines. However, most of the script, 99% of it, remained word for word, beat for beat, exactly the same as the original script, with only a few minor changes and details here and there, and a few scenes added to it, because pretty much, without the visuals, it comes out a little bit short in audio, so more scenes were added and developing the characters a lot more, because this script was written in, must have been 2012 or 2013, one of the two, so several years ago. So, I wasn't as good as writing as I am now, so it's updated then. But the only major change to the actual script was actually part 4, which was almost entirely rewritten with only a few key scenes. For example, in part 4 is like very highly visual, to say, like the only like actual dialogue in it is pretty much cyber controller comes out, says a few words, Doctor has Cymax, ba-bing ba-boom, cyber controller dead, story over. So I want to add more to that, and also develop the characters a bit more, and to discover how they're feeling in this situation, and despite everything, Six Sec or Ryan or whatever you want to call it, is feeling stressed in this situation. And there's a bit in part 4 where he shouts at Rob, because pretty much his way of pretty much just blindly going into things and taking things very lightheartedly is like his way of coping with things. It was also helpful that it was written with only a few characters, because in the Doctor Who film series that it was going to be in, there was only a few of us, so obviously there could only be a few characters, which was very helpful, because I would be doing all of the voices for it. Originally I was going to get Nathan to be the companion in this story. However, he was up for it first, but then later refused. I also asked Matthew if he wanted to do it, but he said no straight away. So I decided there is a bit of a gap when Matthew leaves. I get the TARDIS, and before Six Sec meets Nathan, Nathan starts travelling with him in the series, so why not giving him a new companion called Rob? So I decided that despite that in the series, the audio series, this is a second story. This is the first one to actually be written and recorded, because the companion in the original script was very like general companion, because at the time I didn't know who would be playing the companion, what the companion traits would be like, so I just wrote kind of general companion. But here, it's very easy, very flexible to do what I want with it. And I also wanted to show in the story, that similar to the Doctor Who episode Dalek, where it's just one guy, well, here, I'm trying to show this is what just a cyber head, just the head of a Cyberman, it happens to be the cyber control, but what the head can do all on its own. And it's pretty impressive what it can do. It manages to pretty much take over a school and, almost start creating a new cyber army. For Rob's voice, I decided to go the little Irish voice, sort of like this, because in drama, a year or two ago, I had to play in Irish soldiers who talk like this. We're broken into the lolly, we're doing a bit things like this, So I decided to do that, basically, just because it was like distinctive enough, like whose voice was which. I always do like the main characters of any sort of audio drama or production that I do in my voice, and then if I need to play another character, it can be made distinctive enough from my own. And the Cyberman voice of the Cyber Controller, I'm particularly proud of it because, finally, I think I'm getting pretty close to what it is. It's sort of like meant to be sort of a mix between the 2006 Cybermen voices and sort of the sort of classic series Cybermen voices, particularly from stuff like the Cyber Control from Tomb of the Cybermen, sort of like a mix between some modern and old stuff, with also some of the lines in it being sort of like 80s, sort of like excellent, as the cyber leader would say from the 80s, what David Banks would say, excellent, although I don't believe he ever says excellent. He might say it once in part 1 or 2, but I think that's it, because Simon, I'm supposed to be emotionless, and there is I decided to add in a little scene here where you get to sort of have a little glimpse into what this cyber controller was before he became it. He goes, I was a man, or something like that, just to show when that emotional inhibitor is switched off, and his blocked memories from when he was just a regular human, start coming back into him. He starts saying, who was I, and that, and it's all very vague, and then, boom, it's gone in an instant. But Cybermen are actually pretty difficult to do in terms of story, because, again, most things are being done with them, and they have one thing they want to take over everyone, and they want everyone to be like them. And the problem that the new series of Doctor Who is, it's just like interchangeable monster of the week. But I wanted to just be particularly like a proper Cyberman story, fit into everything. And hopefully you've enjoyed it, and hopefully it does fit in with what's been said about the Cybermen, and hopefully you will enjoy more stories. So thank you for listening.